Oh man,
that was my warm
what's
up.
going on, everybody? That was a great warm up. I love it.
One's from the island of saints and of scholars. The other is a ginger who's worth a few dollars. With the mic in the middle and what's on the brink, they'll say it'll be fought before they can think. The pint for the patty for the ginger SPF 50. The chat is quite wild and the takes are quite thrifty. I've escaped from the ward and I put to the test. On two flew over the cuckoo's nest.
That's not bad. It's not terrible.
That's what you get when you mix AI with Jukebox Ginger.
Wow, dude, that was me singing. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's me, man.
Vinny, dude, rocking it, bro. Rocking it.
I got them
What up,
pipes,
Vinny?
bro. I got them pipes. What up? What up,
what's up,
Jukebox?
everybody? We've been discussing doing the show for about 2 months. He came up with the idea of one flew over the cuckoo's nest. I randomly last minute just threw in the whole two flew over the cuckoo's nest. We liked it. We
All of a
rolled with
sudden
it.
there was 3.
And then there was then there was 3. Look at that.
Told you,
John,
should have
what's
just called it the
happening,
cuckoo's nest.
I don't know. I think it's clever though, because even like the show logo kind of matches the vibe. It really does of the show. So
Of course.
what's up? What's up, Jah, man? How you doing?
Good, bro. How are you?
Living life, man. It's always fun to do this with people from all over the world. So,
I'm
we're all
sorry.
different time zones right now.
Yeah, so I'm out in Santa Rosa. So if you're out here watching this, drop a comment. Let me know where you're at. Santa Rosa, California,
That's
the
right.
United States of America.
Mm.
You got Vinny over there in Wales. I'm just kidding.
Fuck you. Wow. Wow. I stayed up to 3 a.m. for this shit. Wow.
Where are you from?
There was
dude?
one time, Vinny, where are you from, man? What part of part of
Wales, a beautiful city of Cardiff. Just it's a magical culture I come from. We love sheep. We love rugby. We love sheep and rugby. Sometimes we like watching sheep play rugby. But yeah, I know. But like, no, I'm Irish. You know that. I've been on here before. Arthur River Bones. I used to do podcasting back in the day. It's been a while since I got to host anything. So this is pretty cool. I've been annoying you for a while about this. I love talking about conspiracies and shit. Like, so we got a doozy tonight. I love it. We got a really good one to start with.
And I think it's tough. I didn't really know. I kept trying to think, what angle are we going to do? What angle are we going to? I'm like, let's just fucking go live and talk about it and see where it goes. Right? Because that's really, at the end of the day, that's what happens on these shows. We'll come up with a topic and then we get off track all the time.
Nice.
Jah,
There we go. Ranta Claus.
Yeah, this topic is a tough one for me so far. I know we haven't started it yet, but in my mind, I'm like, man, we're really going to do this? Like, we're going to talk about this?
I mean, and I don't know how many people have ever heard of this Epstein guy, but I mean, it's pretty deep.
Yeah, I got to try to get out of my comfort zone. So here we are. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow your lead, gentlemen.
All right. And Vinny, we'll kind of let you angle. Hey, Vinny, you can spin this however you want. Anybody who comes in here and feel free to leave comments. We'll bring you into the conversation. But we are talking about Jeffrey Epstein tonight, and a lot of the things that are coming out and are literally everywhere right now. And at the end of the day, it's basically releasing all these conspiracy theories that we thought were possibly not real, but we talk about it. Now it's like, oh, it's definitely real. It's right here in front of our faces.
Yeah, even closer than we realized. But yeah, we won't get onto that. Epstein, what do you got on him?
Epstein, what you got, man, Vinny?
Like on Epstein, or what's my general opinion on the topic?
Let's start out with just the topic. The topic.
my general opinion is it's like we've literally opened up Pandora's box. Like, it's crazy to think that Alex Jones was right about so many things. Like, the reason I spoke to Matt Burchell about this recently on another podcast is like, the reason I use him is because he was the barometer. He was supposed to be the crazy guy. He was supposed to be the town crier, the guy that was the most wrong in the most public way of all these conspiracy theorists. And like 90% of what the dude said turned out to be true. Like, it's actually crazy. It's like we're living in an alternate universe. And
so that's who that guy is.
Are you familiar with Alex Jones, John?
No.
He is the most crackpot of all crackpots. That's now not so much a crackpot.
Yeah, he's like a
I feel you.
Does that make? Do you get it? I mean, seriously, that's
I get
he had. You go to some strange dude's house and he had Alex Jones blaring. You knew this dude got into some rabbit holes.
Yeah, dude, like InfoWars back in the day, like for a long time, for most of its existence, has been lambasted by mainstream media, and nearly every corner of media, like online or on TV, whatever, has been lambasted as a crackpot show with a crazy guy as his host that was filled with nonsense. And like, not everything he said turned out to be true. Like, but so much of what he said turned out to be true. It's crazy. I think the Epstein files is one of the biggest reveals into elitism that the world has ever seen, really, to be honest with you.
You know, I like it because it shows corruption at a high level, and it's rampant throughout all of the world.
It is, especially since Epstein was tied to so many like powerful people. Like, he helped them with their finances and their stocks. Hey, where you should put your money at.
British royalty,
and that's
right?
kind of how he got. That's how he got the connections that he got, is knowing people.
Are you sure?
Seriously,
yeah. We'll add a little bit of blackmail in there too, right? You know,
we'll get which you dive into with the sex trafficking.
Yeah.
And for those of you who know anything about Epstein files, this is going to get rough, but that's what it is. It was underage sex trafficking.
Did he use just Ghislaine Maxwell as well as a way of like entering into accessing these higher kind of like corners and upper echelons of society and upper society? Because her father, I think it's Robert Maxwell, who came from, he's like one of the most famous double agents in British history. He was like considered, like, I think he was working for the KGB or Mossad or something like that. And so, like, and she's well entrenched in the world of espionage. Her family's well entrenched. They say Epstein's Mossad, like a Mossad agent. She was his handler. So, like, there's so many layers to it. Netflix did a great documentary a couple of years ago called Jeffrey Epstein, Filthy Rich, that dives into the whole human trafficking and the sex trafficking, his relationship with the Maxwells and Len Wexler, who's the guy that ran. Hold
on. Let's pause. That was a lot to take
in. That's what I'm saying. There's so much. There's so much. There's so many layers. There's so many players. It's crazy.
There is. Man. What'd you take away from that little bit right there, Jah?
I actually learned quite a bit there. I didn't really know that she was tied in such a nature, and I found it interesting about the espionage talk, and the link answered my question right there, how he got into the royal family and stuff. So that really tied a lot together. I am like maybe 20 shorts is what I've seen on Epstein, somewhere around that, maybe less.
Good. That again, it'll have more of this real interaction between all three of us, because you're going to be like, "What?"
Yeah,
and we're like, "Yeah,
yeah, dude, this is going to go to some weird places."
It is. Yeah, you did bring up Les Wexler there as well, and he, if any of you don't know, helped found Victoria's Secret, as well as a clothing line for children called Limited. And yeah, very popular. He runs some of the biggest names that are out there, and he also has his own university, which is where one of the doctors there, one of the gynecologists, which is one of the best doctors in the U.S. still today, was linked with him and Epstein, which can get into some of the more morbid side of these things that we're going to be talking about. There's a lot of connections. Again, he's got connections.
Dude, like, just a real quick tidbit about Wexler. He gave Epstein his $77 million Manhattan townhouse. Just gave it to him. Just donated it to him. Give him power of attorney. Like he was pretty much like running the books for all these major businesses. Like, dude, he must have had some crazy amount of dirt on him. $77 million. It was the most expensive townhouse in New York.
That's nuts, man. Just
give it to him.
If you guys know, what little bit I do know about his background is he kind of lied his way through college. I don't even think that he completed the college, but he went to a Dalton University and became a teacher like shortly after that, and got fired because he wasn't a good teacher.
I guess that just goes to show you can have whatever you want if you put your mind to it, huh?
Yeah, I mean he might not have been the smartest. He's definitely evil as fuck, but he was smart in the sense that he knew how to work his way. He knew how to work people, is what it was. He knew how to work people, and that's a talent. I have to give him that. Like whenever you talk to any interviewers, he had this way of just getting what he wanted.
Master manipulator.
Yeah, which is how he got involved with Maxwell, which we talked about, and that's how he landed on Wall Street, and he started getting into the stocks back in the 70s, was because of these connections that he had.
Do you think he was linked with Mossad? Because that's a big theory, too. Kind of very active theory about him.
This is one that I can't really throw anything out. You know, I definitely think it's a possibility.
Who? Mossad?
Yeah.
Who's
Epstein,
that?
Yeah, it's the Israeli secret intelligence.
Got it.
I mean, he was there. Putin. He's linked with Putin and a bunch of other like crazy ass people too. They're all in the emails.
Yeah, but not everybody knew, right, about his perpetrating ways.
Just powerful people that had money. Really is what it was.
But Elon Musk, loser, couldn't go to the.
Yeah, oh, dude. Are you familiar with the emails with Elon Musk at all, Jah?
I know that there was contact between the two according to the emails, but I don't know much. I don't know any of the details.
So a lot of the emails are coded. I mean, cream cheese, pizza, jerky, grape soda, some of the things we're going to talk about later on. He used those codes when he's emailing with people, and he uses that with Elon Musk, but Elon Musk is so literal. I mean, he is autistic as well. So like he's smart when it comes to numbers and science, but reading an email, he would be like, why would I want to go to a pizza party? Like stupid responses like that. where Epstein has to basically spell it out for him.
But it's like, did you remember the email where it's like they're like saying to Elon Musk, it's like, nah, we've actually decided to shut the whole St. John's operation down. We're not having any more parties and stuff like. I was like, you got turned down for the most evil party on the planet, dude.
Right,
like, you're a loser. Like, imagine getting turned down to that party. He's literally letting in everybody, even Stephen Hawking. Like, he must be the worst party guest ever.
Bill Gates.
So do you guys think that all of these people had something to do with all of this?
They were the ones reaching out to him for these things. He would like, hey, people would email and be like, hey, I can't wait for some more cream cheese. When's the next date? Or, stuff like that. And cream cheese, if we want to start releasing some of the coding here, are you familiar with what the cream cheese was in the emails, Jah?
I mean, I have a couple of guesses in my mind right now, but
let's hear one.
Man, I'm not going there, bro.
Well, it's I promise what it is worse. I promise the answer is probably worse than what you're thinking. So.
Let's hear the answer.
But then it's gonna ruin your guess.
No, my guess it is what it is.
It's Vinny, do you know what the answer is? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Go ahead.
Do you want me to tell what the answer? So the answer, cream cheese is where they say the baby formula is gestating inside of an infant or a small child's stomach. And what they do is they gut the baby, cut open the guts, and eat the baby formula or the breast milk or whatever that's being digested by the baby straight from the stomach, the intestine.
It's basically curdled milk that's brewing inside of a fetus.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, wait. Exactly. It's what I said.
Yes. No, that's literally what they're referring to.
So you're saying that they curdled baby milk and
No. They took a baby fetus and somebody would butcher the baby.
No.
Cut it open. Yes, it's
it's
released. It's out there. It's out there.
Way.
Yeah,
Yes.
bro. They would feed the baby like it was like fucking
How is
veal
that
or some
even
bullshit.
possible, bro? No
Yeah, bro.
way.
They fattened the
he
kid
was
up on like breast milk or formula.
tied to people
and then
that
they
like
fucking
were
butchered.
funding like whole children, like it's charities, and he get these. We don't know where they're coming from, but they found graveyards with bodies in them. Like this did happen. It's out there right
Dude,
now.
I find it.
Where would you get that? I don't know.
I find it hard to believe that something like that could be done with so many people and it be hidden for so long.
Why though?
Huh?
They lied to us about everything, bro.
Yeah, well,
they're billion. You were talking about multi-billionaires.
Yeah, man. Look,
involved in this.
There's echelons of life, right? There's echelons of existence. We live, we exist. They control everything. They control our lives. They control our existence. It's a completely different plane that we're operating on. The reason they do these things, the reason they think they can get away with these things is because for generations, people have been getting away with these things. People in power, people in control. And the only reason we know about now is one word: technology. Because of the widespread of technology, the way that they are communicating with each other. Back in the day, they would have to communicate with each other with handwritten messages, through code, through handlers, through messengers. Now it's all on email, the fucking idiots. And like, so it's like they don't even have like WhatsApp, like where you have encrypted end-to-end chats. Like they didn't even use Snapchat, idiots. They're just using email. Like the worst way to, the easiest way to leave a digital paper trail ever is by using the emails.
Yeah, I do feel that technology is benefiting the common man in many different ways, and that being one of them.
Yeah, and like that's been the case throughout like history. If you look at journalism as well, how did journalists, if you look from the Vietnam War onwards, or even World War II afterwards, like how did they get so much more information? The previous wars were never able to be revealed. It's because it was documented, it was exposed, there was technology, we were able to use radio, they were able to use TV to teach people, to tell people, and that's what it is now. It's the way the communication has happened between the people that are perpetrating the crime is email. Where we're getting at is technology. The reason it's spreading so wide, internet. So it's just the way we communicate.
So basically, what's his name again? Epstein said, "Hey, Musk, you want some cream cheese?" And then he was like, "Nah, man, what the heck are you talking about? I don't want no cream cheese."
It was more pizza with him, which pizza.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, dude, hold on. I can't even fathom what's coming next, dude.
Yeah. Do we want to keep going, or we want to dive more into the cream cheese?
What's the pizza? I'll be quiet.
Dive more into the cream cheese. Sounds like an Epstein party.
No. Yeah, let's see. The cream cheese and pizza at the Epstein party. Anyways, okay, so pizza is basically eating out of a girl's asshole.
I thought pizza was kids.
Pizza.
Pizza. I've seen a few different aspects. The jerky is what I heard was kids. When they mentioned jerky, they're referring to the meat of children.
No, I thought kids, like the terminology for actually just kids was pizza, like Pizzagate, the whole thing in Washington, the whole pizza parties, like all this.
Check. I never said I'm the most accurate at this stuff, but I am trying here.
I thought pizza just meant kids, to be honest with you. Like anytime he sent me coded emails, it just meant kids. I know. I'm sorry.
Well, like this email from him, he sends. There's an email from him to someone that says, "Let's go for pizza and grape soda again."
Yeah.
Which the grape is actually. You could probably guess what grape is.
Grape is pretty. To eat buttholes and what?
Well, grape. You've heard people say grape when they're telling stories on TikTok
instead of rape. For sex. Yeah.
Oh, so then he wants to eat butthole while he's forcing.
Well, let me confirm that. Let me confirm if he. I want everybody to be accurate on that.
Well, I find it's crazy that it shows you how out of touch that these elites are. Like the code is so ridiculous. Who drinks grape soda? Like, who eats cream cheese regularly? You know what I mean? Like, they're the worst codes.
I don't know, man. I find it hard to believe that is
why not just
accurate information.
Big Mac or like sirloin steak or
no, you're right. No, it is the eating of children.
Of course, Vinny's right. Vinny knows his stuff, bro. I
Of
can
course,
tell. Look at
man,
him.
He's in the
Epstein-
middle of nowhere. He's in the middle of nowhere, Ireland. He's got
Bro.
a rat on a little pinwheel who's running his electricity. All he has is time. research.
Bro,
All
all
he
I
has.
do is
How
read,
that would
right,
be
watch
really
movies.
cool if that's the case, dude.
It's like
I've used
Ratatouille,
that
but with
before.
electrical abilities. Like he's a cool
Yes.
dude. He's a cool dude. He's a
Yeah.
bit of a power hungry guy, but he's a cool dude.
But no, so it is the eating of kids, and the graping is meaning the rape of basically underage. His sex trafficking was massage or therapists is what he would refer to them as in emails, and he would basically what he was talking about with the blackmail with the graping the underage kids is that was his blackmail. He would hand them kids to do with what he wants, and that was his pull on them.
Do you think it was a case of
Crazy.
he would lure these? Do you think it was a
And
case of he
Ghislaine,
lured,
what helped because she delivered the kids to him.
but do you think it was a case though he would lure these people in, the first time, identify their sexual proclivities, blackmail
$200.
them,
He
and
paid him
then as soon as
$200
they,
too.
but no, I'm not talking about the kids. I'm talking about the
sorry,
powerful
sorry.
people that he was using to leverage the kids against. So, so the kids were his collateral against these powerful people, just say like a Prince Andrew allegedly, and
There's a lot on
so.
him.
Do you think it was a case of he knew his sexual proclivities, got him there, got the recording, said, "Look, this is what we have against you," and then the people, as soon as they're blackmailed, they go, "Okay, since you already blackmailed me, get me some fucking more pizza, get me some more grape soda." As soon as they were like, what I'm trying to say is, did he blackmail the people throughout, or did he blackmail them, gain influence over them, and then they started to become willing participants?
Well, I'm pretty sure it was willing because there are emails discussing a quarterly fee of $75,000 a year, basically. Is what it comes down to for his
they were
for
part of a club.
services. Yes, for services.
Jesus.
So and because people would be emailing him asking the price, and
Netflix is not enough for some
he'd be
people.
trying to. No, yes. So roughly 25 to 30 grand every 3 months or so, and basically they have it. He's connected with them. He's like, I got you. You got me. Here we go. So that's why he had so much freaking money, and he was helping them funnel their money through stocks and all these other things too. So he was making them money too. So it was a gain on both ends. And he was their connection to whatever the fuck they wanted to get into. Whatever your fetish is, I got you. If I don't, I'll find it.
Shows you how annoying Elon Musk must be to hang out with. Because like you know what I mean? Like really, like the takeaway that I get from this right now is that Musk must be the most annoying person to hang out with in the world. Because he's like, I want control and power and influence and leverage over some of the most influential people on the planet. And I've got this guy who runs SpaceX, who runs X, who runs Tesla, who's a fucking probably nearly a trillionaire. And he's like, nah. It's so annoying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't want to deal with him right now.
That'd be like, Jah, that'd be like somebody in your chat that's just the most annoying conversation. You're like, I'm done with this.
I think I would like to hang out with Elon Musk and pick his brain and see what he's like. And,
He's smart.
Yeah.
He is smart. He's also very fucking dumb.
But could you imagine having the Constitution to butcher and cut open a baby and eat cream cheese from a baby's intestine, but not have the Constitution to hang out with Elon Musk? You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Dude, it's bad. So there's actually some of the victims that have came out said that when they were eating the cream cheese, they were also eating like the flesh of the kids on the plate, like they were dipping it in the cream cheese.
It's crazy because this is actually real. Like
there's images.
Happened.
There's images of it.
No, dude, you've got to be kidding me.
No, it's all on this.
That redacted one.
This is on the government website too. Like you can go to most of these files are being released on a government website.
So
like it's a federal government website.
Why aren't these people in jail then?
It's going on right now. That's why it's such a trending conversation because people are still being released, or being like revealed. And the problem is that Epstein's got so many people that in high places that he's got a strong battle. Like they've got some attorneys. I mean, there's these rich billionaires that don't want to be caught, so they're funneling all this money into really high end lawyers. So
is it true?
Yeah, it's a
I don't know.
good day to be a top tier defense attorney right now, huh? Like if you're a civil defense attorney right now, you're making mint.
Well, I mean, Trump's mentioned in it like 38,000 times in the emails.
That's a solid guy.
Something 30.
You know what I mean?
And he
People
was
like to talk
part
about
of a
him.
lot of he was like one of his right hands in a lot of the parties they threw to. It's weird.
Crazy. Like Epstein,
There's images, there's video files that are out there. A lot of them have redacted feed because people who are lawyered up don't want their image to be revealed yet.
dude,
So they
have you
can't
seen
release the information with a redact. Like, so they're blacking out people in videos and photos because they cannot release it yet because it's still in court.
Have you seen that image of Bill Clinton in the dress in Epstein's foyer? Man,
Yes.
like come on,
Why? Why?
And the fact that Clinton allowed it.
You said Bill Clinton in a dress?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Bill Clinton. It's out there. You can see it.
Put
Everything
it
we're
up
saying
there,
we
Bob.
found online.
Yeah, this is the crazy thing about it.
Have you never worn a dress?
Not in someone else's foyer. But like,
Have you worn a dress? I mean,
no.
I have.
You know what? I've done it for a costume before.
I have exactly for a costume. Actually,
Yeah.
didn't last long. I took it off. I felt very ashamed. It was weird.
I bet you did take it off, you dirty boy.
Oh,
Vinny. Not very comfortable, in my opinion. Just
Hey,
saying.
sorry, totally off topic. What? Never mind. Actually, I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, thanks.
No,
Thanks
I
for
need to
bringing it.
know.
Yeah. Now we
I
got to
need to-
know.
No, I don't want to bring attention to it, so I'm just gonna move on. My bad.
Then why
My
even
bad.
bring it up? Then why even bring it up, man?
Just text them on face. Text us on
All right,
Facebook.
I was actually just wondering what that meant in your background. The white tie with the deer,
He's talking to you. It says white tail.
a white tail. Oh yeah, that makes sense. White tail
Whitetail something.
whitetail hotel,
Homestead Hotel. Was it?
homestead.
Where's that at?
The framed picture behind your head. It's in the
He said,
background.
where's that at?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that virtual background? Is it?
Oh
Virtual-
my god! I
Oh,
thought
it's
you were
actually a
talking
real
to Vinny
boy.
this whole time. Yes, Whitetail Hollow. Yes,
Got it.
It
It.
is
Yeah,
a
no, it
wall.
was
We got
going
another one
in
over
and
there.
out, and I couldn't make
Is
it
that
out.
real?
Air crossing.
I thought that was a virtual background. I actually thought that was a virtual background.
No,
I'm
this is
sorry.
my bedroom, dude. This is my bedroom. Now I'll just sit it right there. How's that? Is that better? Is that better, Jah?
Oh, it was great the way it was. I was just curious.
It didn't sound like it was great,
All right.
man.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah. You look great tonight, JG.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Well
You do
grooming.
too. You always look wonderful. And then
So-
Vinny is such like a energy blast when it comes to these shows.
This is
Yeah,
way
you're-
worse than I thought.
I'll take it. He said it's way worse than he thought.
He said,
I
"I'll
do.
take it."
Yeah, do you know what?
Talking
do you know
about
what's
the
crazy?
facts and
Do you know what's crazy about this whole thing though? Like, is that usually when me and Jukebox do shows like this, we're theorizing. We're like talking about
Yep.
3i Atlas, and we're throwing out these wild ideas, these wild theories. We
Mhm.
talk about the moon landing, whatever. Like whatever theory
Yep.
you name it, we theorize about it. And 99.9% of what we say is just exactly that theory. But what we're talking about
Yep.
now is the most insane thing that we've ever spoken about in any
Jukebox.
podcast, and it's all fucking real. That's
no
the
wonder
craziest
why
thing
I was
about
like
it.
feeling nervous about this topic. And
Yes.
standoffish.
I think I don't even think the fact that it's being released is so much the crazy part. It's the fact that we all kind of knew it. It wasn't like a when it came out. It's more of like a told you. I knew it.
You knew it.
Like, I knew it. I didn't know it was that bad, but I knew it. I didn't know it was that bad,
Yeah.
but I did. I
Yeah.
told you guys. It's that.
Is there
That's what
anything
this
worse
is.
than the cream cheese? Is there anything worse than the cream cheese and the codes?
So there is. Okay.
How
Is
how
it-
does how does
are
it
you-
get worse than that?
Okay, Wayfair. Are you guys familiar with Wayfair? The website
Wayfair.
Wayfair.
No.
No.
It is
The-
a selling
the
website.
business,
It's like
the-
eBay. Yes, the
business,
business
right?
Wayfair. Yes.
Yeah, okay, I do. Yeah.
Wayfair is basically like YouTube or not. It's like eBay. It's a selling website for products.
Mm.
Epstein had a company that was a Wayfair company, and they were selling armoires with girls' names like Ashley, Sarah, and they had ridiculous specs in the description, and they were charging $250,000 for these armoires. They weren't armoires; they were women. They were little girls. They were underage girls being sold online. Yes. And this was a huge in 19 or 2019 or 2020. Ellen DeGeneres was busted for purchasing one of them.
Ellen DeGeneres, like
yes.
I heard she was kind of a bitch.
Yeah,
yes, 100% of what I've heard.
I watched an interview of a couple of people after her show, and were like saying how like disgusting she was. I don't know, everybody gets to be who they want to be.
Can I tell you, I thought was one of the funniest reveals of the Epstein files so far was, do you know Bill Gates seemingly contracted an STI from a Russian escort, and he tried to spike his wife Linda, is that her name, Linda Gates or something? He tried to spike his wife and with antibiotics in case she contracted the STI from him while he was in recuperation, and seemingly Epstein wouldn't help him spike his wife with antibiotics, so Bill Gates
he was trying to buy him.
So Bill Gates went and banned him from Xbox Live.
Tell me you wouldn't try that if you were cheating on your wife and you accidentally gave her
if I was I wouldn't get married.
I pay this guy because he can get me whatever I want. I'm just gonna reach out to him. Yeah, I pay you $75,000 a year. You better fucking get me this right now.
Yeah,
but like, he's Bill Gates. Buy some amoxicillin, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that hard. You're a billionaire. Like, come on.
Vinny, you've got a real good point there, buddy.
That's not one thing you need to use your shadowy contact for. Like,
Hey, look, in one of his interviews, though, he actually talks about, because they ask about like these political figures and stuff, and he's like, dude, they're not intelligent. They know how to add. Most of them don't even know how to multiply. Like, he's like, these people aren't as intelligent as you think it is. Like, they might know politics, but that's what they know. That doesn't. They're really not that smart. So they're very narrow-minded, very wealthy people, but they don't know much besides the direction they want. And he talks about it in the interviews, and he's like, which is probably why he's so good at fucking with their heads.
Yeah,
that makes no sense. They're so disconnected from everyday reality.
Yeah.
That like simple things, they don't even consider simple things anymore because they've had to go so long without thinking like in the terms that we think of. Like, they don't think in those terms. It's like, that's one of the things I was saying at the top of the show, that like they don't think in the same terms as us anymore. It's a complete disconnect from reality and humanity, and that's why they need someone like an Epstein. It's crazy. It's crazy.
But you and I don't really think on the same terms either, right? Like, to some extent.
Yeah, we all come from different worlds. Yeah.
Yeah, but our terms of morality is probably very similar because of where we sit in society. Right. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of like, we would never. What was of the most depraved things we could think of? We'd probably go pedophilia.
Wouldn't even be as far as that. Yes. Yeah, it wouldn't be as far as this.
And then you're talking cream cheese, and you're like, when someone breaks that down, I feel like I'm a horror writer, dude. I have to conceptualize horrific things on an almost daily basis for the projects I'm working on. And my brain couldn't even fucking consider even reaching in the realms of cream cheese. That's the most disturbing things I've heard is baby haggis. Like, it's crazy. Yes. Like, it's crazy.
There's emails where Epstein is flying out to somebody, and they're like, bring me jerky. I want 7 pounds of jerky. And they're going back and forth, and he talks about how he gets to the airport and he forgot to grab it before we got to the airport. It's back and forth, but that jerky is the human meat that he's transporting. It's supposed to be transporting. Like, what the fuck? Like, what, dude? Why is this even happening,
dude? The McDonald's thing. Have you heard about the alleged McDonald's thing?
So, real quick, let's get back to that question. But when somebody flies private jet, like they have their own plane, I guess they don't really have the security. Like,
there's no check-in because it's small airstrips usually,
unless you're flying from country to country. But in the U.S., you could just fly, show up, be like, "Was good? Let's roll." If you got a hangar,
and they're loaded as well. Like, so
Yeah.
They wouldn't be touching their luggage. They'd be totally disconnected from it in terms of liability.
Wow.
Yeah, and
like
when we were talking earlier about like their mentality and how narrow-minded they get what they want because that's what they focus on the most, you know.
Yeah, we need to take notes, bro.
They're atypical sociopaths, most of them, like, you know.
And what does that mean?
Like what would does atypical mean?
So pretty much like atypical would be like the exact personification of a sociopath. They what they would see is they'd see their goals. They don't see the morality behind their actions. They're very good also at mirroring people's emotions. So like how an Epstein would be a sociopath, you say he's a master manipulator. What they're really good at doing is in every single interaction, they're able to find out what you need from that exact interaction at any given time. And that's how you mirror emotion. That's how you get people to be positive towards you. That's how you get people to accept you. And that's also how you figure out to leverage people. And what sociopaths generally do, which are kind of slightly different than psychopaths, is they're usually more about manipulation, control, with like leverage and figuring out what people want and need, their weaknesses and their strengths. And then what they do is they leverage everything against you. They'll find out your strengths, they'll turn them against you, your weaknesses, they'll turn against you, your proclivities, they'll turn against you. And they'll manipulate any situation, any interaction. And they'll always try to gain control over every situation and every outcome that way. So that's why like a person like an Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell are so good at getting into these upper echelons of society because they find out what people want and need. And
there's something I read. I'm sorry to cut you off, but it kind of plays into this and the cream cheese. One of the documentaries I watched was talking about how the whole fascination with the behind the cream cheese is when a baby is born, they have like this white gooey substance on their skin. And there's the curiosity of these people's minds was, that looks interesting. What could that taste like? And then it developed into, okay, this is what they feed on. This is part of what's they're sitting in. What are they're drinking this stuff too. What does that taste like? And then it became what it is.
So that's embryonic.
So somebody's mind was like, "Ooh, that looks good." Like that's what it was. Like that's nuts.
It's
what?
So crazy. Like, do you think
mentally, I cannot do that.
Do you think they're sober when they're doing this?
Or I was just thinking, like, what type of drugs are they using?
Yeah, PCP maybe,
and like
how STI infection removers.
Because, dude, at some point when you get sober, you've got to like realize, like, whoa, maybe I went too far.
Yeah,
but and like you think about it, could you really do that without using any drugs? Like, really? I mean, I don't know. Maybe we just don't understand it in that way because we would never.
I mean, it's control.
I've never had the mentality to even understand or fathom getting whatever I want because I have the money for it. Like, I have no idea what that's like. I couldn't even begin to.
Oh, I could totally fathom that.
Yeah, but that's because of your background, not because of something that you just.
Well, the thing is if I had the access to that type of money, the whole world would be a different place. If I was a billionaire or anywhere close to a billionaire,
if you came from that background, though, if you were like born into that, because a lot of these people were born into this position,
the generational,
like the money. So like they were raised under that influence. We weren't. So our mindsets aren't even
like they were 8 to 10 years old and they walked in on mommy and daddy.
Oh yeah,
some cotton, whatever.
Well,
and they're like, "Give me a spoonful of that shit."
Yeah.
Like. Look at like Elon Musk. He comes from
blackmailed.
I think like Musk, his parents owned like a rich mineral mine or something during the apartheid era of South Africa. Like so. Like, could you imagine his idea of what the haves and have-nots are, what the amount of a human life is worth in the terms of like how you can actually control the masses? Because like if you look at apartheid era South Africa, where that was that clear divide between white and black in their terms of their society, in terms of like the haves and have-nots and what was available to people. Like, so if he was raised in that kind of culture and that kind of society, it probably shows you why a lot of people say that he's a hard person to work for, like he's a hard boss, because he probably looks at people as workhorses and not actually as people,
Who are you talking about again?
Elon Musk.
Got it. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, his mom was like a high-end model, and what was the dad again?
So you guys are convinced that he's had cotton cheese, or what is it called? Cream cheese.
No, Musk couldn't even get an invite to the party. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
that was the thing I was alluding
No.
to earlier. That, like, could you imagine having the stomach to eat cream cheese, but you couldn't hang out with Elon Musk? That's how unbearable it is.
Okay.
Yeah. But that is it, though. I mean, that has a lot to do with it, because you had a team of employees that did everything you wanted your whole life, so you only got whatever you wanted, and that's what you know. So, like, if your curiosity spikes, you're like, how can I get that?
Sure, look, right. A perfect example of this is throughout history. Look at aristocracy. Who's the bigwigs? Why were bigwigs invented? Because of syphilis. And who was the most prone to syphilis? Royalty and people that were extremely rich, because they're able to act out at every type of sexual proclivity they had. They didn't have antibiotics back then. They didn't have prophylactics or contraception. So it just has been going on. It's like you said, if you grow up in a household, or it's generational, that you have this mindset that you can have whatever you want, whatever your whim is, whatever sexual desire you have, eventually you will descend into dark places, because what we've known is like the whole absolute power corrupts absolutely. Well, if you get every want, and if you get to act out every whim, eventually we often see that it ends in a dark place, because that's where the human mind goes. We're primitive, like, you know?
And why not? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I can't. The fact that Epstein got tied into all this is still, like, I still can't wrap my head around it, because of what he came. Like, he didn't come from that. He like lied his way into it, and that's the craziest part of all this. Like, he became super wealthy, but because he just kind of lied his way into it.
Because of leverage, though, it had to be. He gained access, found out what these people wanted, and then he started gaining leverage through just Ghislaine Maxwell. Like, it had to be. Like, Len Wexler does not give him the townhouse that's valued at $77 million without some sort of applied leverage. Like, you know what I mean? Like as you said, like, Epstein isn't a guy from generational wealth. He isn't a Rothschild. He isn't like one of these famous things. Like, he doesn't come from Goldman Sachs. He doesn't come from a banker family. He doesn't. So he's a guy that wormed his way in. And who are the best people who are able to do that? It's, clandestine operatives. Like, so
I'm obviously oblivious to a lot of this, if not all of this, and I haven't seen the files, but I find it very hard to believe that Elon Musk knew or had a part in what that dude was doing.
Oh no, he didn't know. That's why, because he didn't get invited.
He did. That's the point. Is he didn't. He
didn't.
Yeah.
Got it.
And there was communication between them, but he didn't understand the lingo, so it just never happened.
Got it. Okay,
I think he was too much of a risk. That's why they didn't allow him.
Okay. When we were talking about it earlier, I thought that you guys were talking about them two talking in a coded manner, and he wasn't quite getting it, so he had to basically like write out what it was for him to get it.
Yeah, so like Musk just wanted to party with girls. He didn't realize they were underage, I think. And I think that was the main thing about him not being invited, and the fact that Musk is a very socially impotent person.
He's socially awkward.
Yeah, exactly. He would have divulged too much, I think. And that's the
dude, Elon, if you're watching this, bro, come see me. We'll go hang out with some ladies. I'll show you.
I would chat. Don't get me wrong. I would chat with him. Like,
of course, he's a billionaire.
He would be a great conversation, but he just, there's disconnects, and then the coding was a disconnect for him. He's very literal. He was very literal, so he didn't understand the codes.
I like that.
Just before I forget, have you heard the thing about McDonald's? Because we were talking.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes, you did bring it up. No.
Yes, I'm so sorry. So, like, allegedly, so to talk about how many burgers per day McDonald's sell globally.
Yes, I've
something like it's something like a couple 100 million burgers a day, or a billion burgers. Right. Or something stupid.
And where does that meat come from?
Where does that meat come from? Yeah. Right. So now everybody allegedly are saying that allegedly you have to protect yourself. McDonald's sue everybody. So, like, allegedly McDonald's may or may not allegedly have jerky in their meat in their Happy Meals.
If they sue you, what are they gonna get, bro?
Oh man, I don't want them to get anything. I have so little.
yeah. You can't have my jersey.
I searched McDonald's in the files, and I found one that says Jojo, Jeffrey wants you to go to McDonald's on Friday morning early, buy 4 egg McMuffins. He wants to serve this to Andrew. Ha. Lynn, I would be prepared with normal breakfast too, just in case. However, Jeffrey just told me he is going to tell Andrew to eat it or starve. What do you think that is? What those items are?
That's obviously allegedly Prince Andrew, who is.
Do you think there's a literal item?
What if that's all it is?
But why do they only talk by email? Do they not have each other's numbers?
This is Andrew as Prince. It is not. It is all codes. I gotta see what I don't know. I can look into it. Somebody dipped out.
We lost Patrick.
Either he jumped off. No, he's still there. He's still there. He just his video shut off.
Hello,
yeah, I can hear you fine.
Epstein
it's
got
just
him.
Your video that shut off.
It's the Illuminati.
Epstein
man.
got him. We were talking about it too much. They're like, what do you mean you don't know about any of this stuff? Click.
Do you think Epstein's still alive?
That's what I wanted to bring that up towards the end, and then we are hitting 45 minutes, so why not?
No.
What up, Jah?
No, that dude is a goner, bro.
What about all these?
Even if he didn't really do it, like there's no way all of those rich people are going to keep that dude around any longer. Like that dude is gone.
So he's at this high level security
in New York
on round the clock watch. And during the time that he died, there was a malfunction with the cameras and the 2 guards were sleeping.
And his cellmate was a corrupt a former NYPD police officer that was in there.
You don't have to add corrupt. So. NYCPD is all corrupt. If it has PD at the end of it, they are corrupt.
So they put him in. His cellmate was a former NYPD police officer who was in prison for murder, I think. He was in one of the highest maximum security prisons in the middle of New York City, I think, where they lock up like political prisoners, like all this. And then the footage goes off for like a certain period of time. And when that footage is off, the malfunction, he had a cellmate and he happens to kill himself without his cellmate knowing, with the footage off for that exact time in a maximum security prison. Seems legit to me, really, to be honest with you.
Why would he have a cellmate?
He was hanging with... I don't know either. That's a good question. I don't know. He was
because
hanging from his bed sheets.
Friends. So he's a social butterfly. He had a lot of parties back in the day.
The funny thing is he's hanging from his sheet, and he's kind of at an angle. And the mortician... There's a interview with a mortician, and she's like talking about the photos and how when bodies do that, the way that the sheets tighten, it pulls just as much as your weight is giving. So it angles up behind the ears and bruises around the ears but this was just around the neck. And it was multiple like cuts. And she's like, that is not something that a sheet would cause, and it wouldn't look that way.
Yeah, an expert pathologist said that he looked like he'd been murdered. Like I said, all the evidence pointed towards murder. And like, to me, both things are utterly believable. That's what is so crazy about this. So he's so well connected, right? That I would equally believe the fact he'd still be alive, and I'd equally believe that the fact that they did a fake suicide because of the exact same reason. He's so connected that they could have got him out of there and killed somebody else.
You hear about these clone farms, like these are conspiracy theories too, that why not be true? Why not these wealthy people have clones of themselves and they use them for these kind of situations?
But all you need is the poor lookalike.
You can literally go to a donor if you have money and say you want this gene, this. You can tell it exactly what it wants to look like. So why can they not duplicate people?
Like CRISPR, they have that CRISPR thing. The Chinese have made a lot of strides in it. In cloning,
they're butchering babies. They have these. Why not have these women that are just captured and being enslaved and producing babies to what they want?
See, but the crazy thing about this as well is that like we've seen so many references by celebrities to pizza and grape soda. Like the codes that are being used have actually shown up in the daily zeitgeist. Like we've seen the post there from the late Kobe Bryant, where like, he talks about, "Oh, I feel so fresh right now," or something, or "I feel new again. I just had pizza and grape soda." Like you see how many times you see on chat shows people talking about pizza.
Where do these codes come from? Like how did they come to the conclusion that this was coded? Like how do they decode it? And what are they basing it off of?
Well, the best way to back engineer any sort of coding is context. So, like, if you look at the Zodiac code, how the two English teachers solved that was they looked for a double pattern. So, what would appear would be a double L because you'd see the word kill, and then you retroactively work. So, what you do is you get the context, you look at repetitions throughout all the emails, you figure out the context, and sometimes and oftentimes you can back engineer a code from the way the word was used in terms of context.
That was a very good answer.
That was good.
I'm here for a reason.
This dude.
No, it's good. That was a fantastic answer. Mine would not have been nearly as good, actually.
So what else you got on this guy?
I don't know, Vinny. You got to bring something up, man. Bring something up.
Right. So it's Epstein adjacent to what I've been seeing right now is like, because like, man, I'm in the weeds here. Like we talk about, like I live in the sticks. So literally all I do is work my day job. I write, I see my kid. So in the meantime,
what do you write?
I write horror, River Bones, available on Amazon. I'm working on screenplays and other books. But like the adjacent Epstein theory that I've been seeing, and that kind of fits in what we just spoke about, is Ghislaine Maxwell. Have you seen the recent pictures of her in prison compared to the images of her when she was incarcerated? Because it's crazy. Like, so pretty much I used to work for the civil service here in Ireland. I used to work in the passport office. And when the passport office, because of I was working in the documents department, one thing we were trained in was facial recognition software. So I became really attuned and looking at differences in people's facial features. Like we did a test and I got like 99%. I was really good at this, like really good at this. I was getting 19 out of 20. I was getting like every time I would only get one wrong. I would never get more than one wrong. So I looked at these images and they'd say the eyes never changed, the nose never changed, and the position of the ears never changed. The eyes look bigger as a kid because the head is smaller, and as the head gets bigger, the eyes look smaller, but they never change. The position of the nose never changed, notwithstanding, rhinoplasty or injury or whatever. If you look at the most recent injuries or the images of Ghislaine Maxwell, man, that's not the same person as far as I can tell. The ears are different, the nose is different, the shape of those, and even said about Epstein, the picture of him after he committed suicide compared to many other images we actually know to have him, his nose shape is completely different. Like these are things that are very hard to doctor and fake. Like now with the advent of AI, yeah, maybe so, but not when these images were released, but maybe Maxwell, but that's an official like prison image. So I think what's incredibly believable here is that we've all been duped. Epstein's still alive. Maxwell has been released ages ago.
Duped, he says.
Yeah,
but see, it's coming out in the files. Like if that's how deep it is, like it's not like we just started digging. It was like we fell into this well and landed in the bottom, and we're like, how is this possible? Like what?
But we landed in the bottom of the well and realized it was an ocean. That's the crazy thing about it is.
Why would they keep him alive? Like, what would be the benefit of people doing that?
He helped them with their finances. I mean, he was making rich people richer because he knew money. He knew money.
But rich people don't get to enjoy their money if they get locked up.
Yeah, but they won't get locked up if you have an expert handler that's amazing at keeping secrets a secret and is able to get rid of dirt. Like why did the Americans keep the Nazis the scientists after the war?
Well, look because at the they have a use right now. Here's a perfect example. The Clintons were refusing to go to court. They've been refusing this whole time to go to court, and they're basically being forced. Like the government is saying, "No, you're being subpoenaed. You have to come," and they're changing their whole approach. Like, okay, we'll do it, but they're holding off.
Yeah,
but he's in the files. They're in the files, both of them.
the Clintons are just the modern day Kennedys. They want to be the Kennedys so badly. That's why they wanted to create this political dynasty of Hillary becoming president. Like, and the reason she became a senator, all these things, they want to be the Kennedys so bad. And one thing that we know about the Kennedys, they're completely depraved. And that's what it seems with the Clintons. They're as equally as depraved as the Kennedys. So that's one thing that they've actually managed to do, because they've always wanted to be the Kennedys and their political aspirations. They were never able to manifest it. But look at them now; they're seen as depraved as the Kennedys, because, like, some of the shit Bill Clinton's been doing for years, man, that man's a monster. Like, people always say, like, oh, right. Bill, like, whoever, like.
Anyways, what do you got, Joe? Sorry. No, what do you got, Joe?
What do I got?
Yeah, what do you got?
I actually am just more curious as to what they have on the Clintons. I have seen.
I mean, there's photos. There's tons of photos on Bill.
Yeah, well, photos. Yeah, I mean, they have photos of a whole bunch of people. That doesn't mean anything.
There's videos of Bill Gates splashing boiling hot water on a baby.
Have you seen the tweet where P. Diddy's like, I didn't show up in the Epstein files, and one guy's like, yeah, well, motherfucker, you were his competition.
That's sick, dude. Oh my god.
But I was talking to somebody about the Diddy documentary. Like, I say, once you
that'll be another that's another episode. That's a different
episode. I'm not going to delve into Diddy, but like, in terms of like what I spoke to my colleague about was, when you get to this upper echelons of society, when you come from generational wealth, I'd say your mindset is alien to what we think, how we think. It's completely different, because we talk about, like, every week we, like, most everyday people have to budget, have to weigh up the wants and the wants and the needs. And if you have to do that from, like, if you don't have that mindset from the minute you're born, that you get everything you've ever wanted from the second you're born, could you imagine once you actually obtain control over the wealth that your family have actually had for generations? Could you imagine how much you think you're entitled to? Like, that's why these people do these things, because they think they're entitled to do them, So we can't think like that.
So we can blame it on the money, is what you're saying.
Oh, 98% of it.
I think it's power. Like, just the money allows you access to power, and once you have power, you gain control. It's like Scarface.
Well,
first you have
think about like Walmart with their employees, right? They hire, and this is a great example, actually. They hire some of the worst people for employees, and they don't care, because they know there are always going to be more people that want a job, even if those people don't stay. They've got stacks and stacks of applications. They don't care.
People, that's harsh, bro.
I didn't say all of them. There are nice employees, but there are some very shitty Walmart employees.
It's usually how I get jobs, is when people are willing to hire.
I've literally had Walmart employees on their cell phone run carts into me and not even apologize. Like, they don't care. They could care less, and they don't. Walmart's just going to replace them with somebody that's just as bad. They don't care.
Yeah, it's like Walmart's like the porn industry. Like, it's like there's always going to be another girl,
and that's why. But look, they're like one of the number one giants when it comes to the market. They low wages, but they know they're going to have employees, and they don't fucking care.
Of course,
that's what it is. They don't care.
Corporate enterprise.
Mm-hmm. It's just an example. I'm just saying, like, if you think from that aspect of money, and just you're money hungry, and you have it, and you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. I can't fathom that.
Have you seen the trapdoor that they had that went straight into the ocean?
Yes, into the ocean, like a shark-infested like part of the ocean or something like that.
Bro,
underneath his island, in his house, in one of the rooms.
Well, something else, Dylan, we forgot to mention was right after he got indicted back in 2018, I think, the day after he ordered 330 gallons of sulfuric acid. Like, right after he got indicted.
Yes, like, there's receipts and everything.
Yeah,
I mean, he's dissolving bodies over there is what's happening.
Yeah, like it's crazy, because there's guys actually in Mexico. There was this famous case, the guy called the Stew Maker, and he was using barrels of sulfuric acid to decompose or dissolve like people that had been executed by the cartels. And like so like it's crazy, man. Like they're using the same tactics that the cartels do to disappear bodies. Like could you imagine how many people have been run through that island? Like how long did he own that island
Nice
for?
that when we keep talking about connections,
How
these are,
long?
I mean, he's got the leaders of these groups. Yeah, how long did he own the island? I don't know.
Yeah, because there's another one where they're talking about Lord Peter Mandelson at the moment, who's a guy in the British Parliament, and he's got ties to Epstein and Prince Andrew, who's literally been stripped of every single title and claim to any bit of land or whatever. Like, and it's crazy. Like, but like you never trust the Brits anyway. Like, you know, I'm Irish, can't trust the Brits. But it's crazy. Like how many
purchased
points
it
he had
in
his fingers on.
1990
I actually just
He
saw a
purchased it in
video
1998, by the way.
about how Ireland went through a really horrible time and the Queen didn't send much, but another guy did, and they named a football team after him. And they still have the flag from, I forget which country it is, because the Queen, I don't know, it's another topic. Anyways, I just
Shit, that
watched
sounds
a video on that.
Send me the link.
1998. 1998 is when he
1998.
purchased the island.
So what?
Wow, 20 years
And he
plus.
got 20 years. Like, dude. Like, so one thing that always bothers me, and it's a big thing in Ireland, you constantly see notifications of kids going missing.
Little St. James was called.
Like, how many kids go missing around the world every year? And like it astonishes me that like so many of them probably went through this island. So many underage girls that were sold into trafficking. Like it's abhorrent. Like, you know, and the thing is, when you think about the island in terms of like, as I said to you earlier, what's the worst we could think of? We were like, oh, they're having sex with these girls, they're forcing themselves on these girls, but they're fucking eating them. They were dissolving bodies. They had a girl dressed up as Snow White, and they had people dressing up as different Disney characters. They were eating like baby formula out baby stomachs. Like that's what I'm saying. Like when I heard about St. John Island, I was like, oh, it's a pedophile ring. But it's so much more depraved than that. Yeah. It's crazy.
Not just like that, yes.
What'd you say it was?
He said pedophile.
I thought it was just
got it.
Like that's what I'm saying, like because like when you hear about these massive scandals, like you know, you talk about the Catholic Church and the massive scandals that's the worst we think of as an everyday human being. That's the worst you think of.
Yeah,
doing anything wrong, doing, you know what I mean? And like when you think about that, so I'm like, oh, like I'm like, it's a pedophile ring. These rich motherfuckers, and then you find out that that's the tip of the iceberg. The thing that we think is the worst. That's what I'm saying. These people don't think like us. They don't operate like us. They don't conceptualize.
It's like falling into a well.
Because that is the worst. The worst, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like you fall into a well, but at the bottom, it's a fucking ocean. This is a never-ending ocean of depravity, and it's crazy, man. It's beyond comprehension for everyday people because, as I said, like the worst we can think of is.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Yeah,
isn't that like it's like a. I wouldn't even say eye opener. It's just like it's mind boggling because we can't think that way.
Heartbreaking,
and it's real. It's we're not terrorizing here. We're not terrorizing,
and they're not just like these hooded people under like these robes. They're people we see every day.
What's that place called? Something Grove. Bohemian Grove.
Bohemian Grove. That's a great one to do one on.
That's actually right where I live.
Yeah. Do you know much about it? Because that would be a great topic to discuss one show.
I've definitely heard the rumors. I know a kid who works there.
He's a plant jukebox. We've been infiltrated.
Alex Jones actually snuck into there. Yeah, Alex Jones is snuck in there and got video of it.
And that's the thing. When you see that, when you hear Alex Jones talking about, oh, they're turning the frogs gay, Joe Rogan, like it's you think this guy's crazy, and you find out then they actually are feminizing frogs by adding chemicals, and these secret societies do exist, and there is an elite that's controlling the world and think completely differently than us. And like I'm not buying into reptilians yet, but I'm waiting. You know what I mean? Like I'm in that stage now. I'm fucking just waiting, bro. I'm waiting for everything. Like as I said, flat earthers must be so pissed off right now. They're like, they're eating babies, Joe Rogan. They're eating babies, and they're probably like, this guy's a lunatic. He thinks they're eating babies, and that ended up being true.
Yes.
like I just don't
It's-
get it. Like
it's
9/11 being
insane.
an inside
Well,
job
actually-
sounds very plausible now.
The last few days they actually released an email from Joe Rogan to Epstein, basically telling him to lose his number, like lose contact. Like, I want nothing to do with you.
Oh,
Because he
really?
knew. Yeah. There's email. It just came out in like the latest document released on like the 13th or the 14th or something.
That's the only emails they have from Joe Rogan and him.
I think there's emails of them reaching out to him, and he basically ends up just shutting it down, saying lose my contact.
Yeah, have you?
So
the Bitcoin thing. Have you heard of the Bitcoin thing? So real quick, I just want to. So there's a guy did like a conference.
I do want to wrap up here soon, only because it is, I mean, I know it's like 4 there.
Just let me. Do you want me to tell you about Bitcoin?
The Bitcoin thing. Let's
do this, and then we'll wrap up. Yes, bring it up, and then we'll wrap.
So pretty much this guy a couple of years ago, I'll do it really quick to give you the abridged version. A couple of years ago, this guy was at a conference and he said that if anybody found out who Satoshi was or something, the guy who invented Bitcoin is this anonymous guy, that the value of Bitcoin would go straight to zero. And if you look through the Epstein files, that there's actually a correspondence with Epstein and the guy, the founder of Bitcoin, where the guy literally says, you can go fuck yourself, Jeffrey, or fuck yourself, Jeffrey, after he offered him an invitation to St. John's. But then a lot of people...
St. James, just everybody
knows. St. James, sorry, St. James. I've been calling it Little St. John the whole time. Yeah, it's cool. It's not the worst thing that's ever happened to that island.
We all know what you're talking about.
But so like literally he invites him to the island, and the guy tells him, go fuck yourself, Jeffrey. And everyone's like, oh, this guy's one of the people. He's amazing. Fuck you to the establishment. But then you find this other correspondence between Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. And so Jeffrey Epstein, I think, and a couple of other people, where they talk about how they have created Bitcoin to fund the enterprise. And that it's just like they have this pretty much this little game, Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency, and that they were actually behind it. And he's this Satoshi guy or whatever, this guy that's anonymous, that's supposed to be controlling Bitcoin, and nobody knows who he is, but a lot of people think that's actually Jeffrey Epstein. And as far as I know, Bitcoin's value has plummeted over recent memory. And the guy who said at the press conference a few years ago that if you were to find out who the actual originator of Bitcoin was, that the value would plummet. And a lot of people think now that Jeffrey Epstein created Bitcoin to actually fund partially his enterprises.
You're not buying into that one.
I don't know about that one. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that one though. So
it's in the emails. It's in the emails. I swear. It's like there's.
I was just looking at Bitcoin. There's like invitations to things, but it doesn't really
check it out.
People
check it out.
I will.
Like I've seen
our part 2. We'll start out with that aspect.
So much stuff. There's so much stuff.
I like that. I do kind of like how we did the angle and the approach to this conversation though, and topic, because there's not a lot of people that did this, where we kind of discussed the coding and what the mentality of people is to get to that point where they can do these kind of things. I love that we tackle that aspect tonight. And I do think there's a lot of things we talked about that a couple of them I didn't even know about. So I think this is really freaking awesome. I don't know how you guys felt about it. What do you think, Jah? What do you think of the show?
I learned a lot. Honestly, I think some people need to hear how disgusting it is after me learning a little bit more.
And then we barely touched it.
And I'm skeptical about a lot. But I know that a lot is possible as well. But I was quite disgusted, actually. Show went well. You guys are great. The topic sucks.
Yeah. I mean, yes, it literally does suck. I mean, it really does.
Yeah. Do you think there was one guy at the party when they were like, "Hey, do you want some cream cheese?" And he was like, cheese. Oh, that's not for me." And he goes, "No, I'm
lactose intolerant."
Yeah. And he goes, "No, it's baby formula from the baby intestine." He goes, "Oh, of course." My bad.
Yeah, put it that way.
So that's one of the things why I find it hard to believe that so many people had something to do with it, because the more you invite that know about it, the more of a chance you have of somebody actually being like, dude, no, that's disgusting. And then devoting their life to stopping it. Right. That's what you would think. I mean, if I'm offered pizza and cream cheese, the rest of my life, I'm going to find a way to blow this thing up in any way possible.
But you only offer somebody something on a menu that you know is actually in their taste. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so what I'm saying is, I think they knew
I like
these
that
people would
angle.
agree to it. You know what I mean? Like, so they're curating a menu to people's pre-existing taste.
And that goes back to what you were saying at the beginning, is they find out what they like and then they hit them with it.
Yeah,
Epstein
because him and Maxwell. There's no risk, because in that circumstance, because they've already vetted these people, I believe, before they bring them to the island. They know exactly what you want. They know exactly what proclivities you have. They know exactly what fetishes you have. And that's where the escalation comes from. They expose you to the things you want, and then you realize that you want more because you've already gotten the things you want, and then they provide it to you. It's a service.
So
you know,
some of these girls, like 13 from 13 to 15, I saw some of these girls that were captured at this young of an age were captured by Ghislaine, because she would approach them in a very calming job offer. Hey, I got a job, you know, and they would come. They had some sort of a not great background, most of them. And so they're like, yeah, money, cool. We'll give you $200. This guy just wants a massage. And they go, they start massaging him, and multiple of them have the same setup. She was very nice. They were both approachable at first, and then as they'd start massaging, he would just get into the sexual stuff, into what he wants. And Ghislaine would start undressing and watching it go on and get involved in a lot of it too. Like, that's how depraved these people were. Yes, they were, and they were manipulating the girls into wanting. They didn't know better, and they're like, okay, if they'll give me money, and I just got to do what they tell me, and then they suck them in.
Yeah, tales all this time.
Yeah. And they say they don't know why they didn't leave. They just didn't leave.
Yeah, and like, for anyone out there that's listening to this right now, like, if you really want to kind of dip your toes in the water without having to try to go through 3 million emails, we'll have more episodes on this. But also, there's a really cool documentary on Netflix called Epstein, Filthy Rich. So if you want to pretty much fill in some of the surface level gaps before you come back for the next episode of Cuckoo's Nest, it's a great way to gain entry into this topic without seeing the really, really, really sinister stuff that people are starting to uncover now, you know, for anyone that kind of wants to tread water.
I do want to dive deeper into the topic on the next one, because we just kind of hit the surface.
Yeah, we definitely. I was waiting for you guys to go a little deeper, but already
that's what they always say to me.
We just an hour and 12 minutes, and I feel like we barely discussed what I wanted to talk about. Like, that's how good it went.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, there's just so much. Like, there's so much. Like, and we were only talking about how they operated. Like, we were trying to talk about how their operation operated in terms of like the code works and how we think they average people. But we only like touched on 4 or 5 people. We didn't even talk about that CEO that was tanked for a torture video, that had to resign from. He was an Emirati royalty or some shit. Like, it goes. Yeah. It goes so far, so deep, and so wide that, like, all we really talked about
let's talk about some of the faces involved. I think we should do that next time. We should really get into the faces that were involved in this, and I'll get some images and stuff, and we'll share some images too. But yeah, with that being said, I do think we should wrap it up, because I would like to try and keep our shows at like a certain time frame. You know, hour 20 minutes, I think, is solid for this show. Cool. Because of how much it is. It's a lot. I mean, if we're gonna tackle things like this, it's gonna be a lot to take in. So,
all right, I think see you later.
Like 3 episodes.
All right, Jah. Yeah, we probably could get 3 out of this. But anyways, Jah, thank you so much for being our first guest. Vinny, let's see where this thing goes, man. And everybody, thank you for tuning in to
Vinnie, JG, thank you for having me. Check out JGs Lounge.
That's right.
That's right.
Appreciate it. Hey, we did just hit 2,683 subscribers on YouTube. You guys are all wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thanks for welcoming me onto your platform, Jukebox.
Right,
as always, a lot of fun. I can't wait. I'm very excited about the future. Me and you are crazy enough to make this work and make this happen. So thanks very much. And to everybody, check out River Bones and check out my OnlyFans. Blah. Peace.